This is it. We are live. We are live. We are live. Are you ready for some goddamn football?
Week Sunday. 5 is here. Let's go.
Ooh, kid, listen. Football Sunday, we are here in full effect.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ready to rock it. Ready to go again. Ready to have some fun. And
it's
ready
a
for
situation right now. Because our beloved Giants are going against America's team, those little Cowboys.
364 days to the day that Dak Prescott got knocked out last year. The Giants returned to the scene of the crime to see if they can really hold up against it. Danny Dimes threw for 400, got NFC Player of the Week last week. Can he make a repeat of the whole situation? Let's see. But Dak Prescott, he's up against it, and it really obviously got the pole position for comeback player of the year right now. He's performing way over his head and beyond. So we have to see what happens. Zeke's on it. So, and the defense is stinging. Defense is so good, they let go of Jalen Smith this weekend. So they must be doing something right. So, we have to see what happens. But
this is going to be a situation.
Yeah, because I think they might have a little bit of extra. They're going to look for Logan Thomas particularly and Ryan Thomas. Make sure that, he's because he's the guy that knocked Dak out last year. So I'm sure there's going to be a couple of pushing and shoving about that situation. Which is typical of the Giants, Cowboys anyway. So we'll have to see.
Bro, it's going to get downright ugly.
Yeah, straight off the top. And then it's for the NFC. If the Cowboys are really supposed to be the NFC favorites, then, they're really going to have to show and prove today. That means they beat the Eagles, they beat the Giants, and now they just have to fight the Washington football team twice and see if they could get it. The Washington football team, as everybody knows, their defense ain't the same as it was last year. So they're playing on a thread and a needle at themselves. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, they don't even look like – they don't look like too much of nothing.
Nah, not yet. They're not gelling just yet. Heineke's keeping it down and trying to make it. They pulled off a crazy one against the Falcons last week, but I'm not sure if they're up to par. They play the Saints, and that's going to be actually one of the better battles and see if the Saints, they have a bounce-back game losing to the Giants in that late fourth quarter. So they have to see can the Saints put it all together again, with Alvin Kamara and Jameis Winston, and can they get the receivers going and everybody on the same page to see if they could pull it out, because they're slipping in the NFC South right now.
Yeah, like our division don't look too spicy, man.
No, I mean, it's doable. Even if the Cowboys win, that makes them 4-1. Giants will be 1-3. The Eagles are shaky. We'll have to see what they do in Carolina today. But I don't think they can pull it out. The Eagles play, and I was talking to an Eagle fan this week, my coworker, shout out to Linda Dutton. She was there in the Atlanta game. They play since week 1, they don't play till about the middle of the third quarter. And then all of a sudden they start
playing to the third quarter?
Yeah, they just turn everything on. Jalen Hurts figures out the defenses and just excels third quarter on. They need to start from the first quarter and move on. Right, from kickoff and do it. They did a great job last week holding down Travis Kelce, keeping them to a minimum. And, Hill went crazy. That's the only thing. You got to kill one to get the other. But again, the offense showed improve in the third quarter and almost came back on them.
Yep. Well, the Chiefs don't look like the Chiefs that we.
That's going to be the thing. That the best way to beat the Chiefs is a repeat, and it's the NFL, so it's a copycat league, as they say. Who can beat the Chiefs? You're either going to have a good defense to slow down Hill or Kelce, or you're going to have to outscore them. And the Buffalo Bills have both. So the best thing to do is to see whether or not the Bills can outscore them from the jump. I would hate to see the Bills. They lost in the AFC Championship at Arrowhead last year, so they're back to the return.
They play the Bills today?
Yeah, they play the Bills tonight,
man.
8 o'clock. So that's going to be a good game. They return to the scene of the crime, right? And they got to go back to Arrowhead try to banish some demons from last year. Because if they fall behind, somebody psychologically going to be like, "Oh, Dad, we did this last year. Now we're going to get blown out."
That's going to be hanging bang right there.
Yeah, but I think if they learn from that game, matured, and just really just stick the game to all the way through, minimize the turnovers, they got a chance, to be honest with you, because the Chiefs aren't what they used to be either, to be honest with you.
No, the Chiefs ain't as dominant as we used to seeing them.
No. And like, even Mahomes is like, well, the defense is leaky. That's nothing new. That's every year almost. But Mahomes is messed up. He corrected himself last week against the Eagles, didn't turn the ball over. But his kid, Edwards-Helaire, he had a couple of fumbles 2 games ago. I'm not sure if he messed up that game too. So there's possibilities that you get a chance on getting a good turnover here and there and go from there. So we'll see if the Bills can keep it up.
The pressure on them.
Yeah, well, the Bills have a defense. Surprisingly, a lot of people, talk about, Josh Allen and all the offense is good. And then, they got the new addition, Emmanuel Sanders, because it looked like everybody's double teaming Stephon Diggs. So they picked up Emmanuel Sanders, and he's been rocking about 15 points in fantasy last 2 or 3 weeks. So they figured out how to handle him. So they can't double both of them, so that somebody's going to be open. And also their tight end, he's coming along also. So that's pretty good that he's got options.
Listen, this right here, what's this, week 5?
Week 5.
This is week 5 now. The rust is off.
No, the rust is off. We're in the next month. We're in the second month. Everybody's up. Defense is playing. You didn't see too much scoring last week. So the defense caught up to what's going on. Now it's time. Now it's time to start showing. Because whatever you do in October,
to the grass, man.
You don't win in October, you done by November. So here come the holidays coming and everything. So if you got 5-6 losses by Halloween, you're pretty much done. So that's just the way it goes, really. So the clock is on and stuff, especially shout out to Steeler Nation, but y'all got to win without Ben Roethlisberger, period. There's no way we could go around it. We've been trying to say it around it, being all sensitive, respect his time and what he's done. But face facts, you got to take the ball out of his hands. Either run the ball, Najee Harris got to come off and go crazy, or have the defense go up and step up to be what they used to be. Because if you got 3rd and long and you leave it up to Ben, you're in trouble. He's just not the guy. Happened to Drew Brees. It happens to everybody, right? It happened to Eli. Happened to Drew Brees. Happened to Andrew Luck. Happened to Phillip Rivers, man. After a while, you just don't got it no more.
I don't want to see that because they got a good coach.
Oh yeah, Mike Tomlin. Regardless,
he's got
to talk about it. But even Mike Tomlin has to say, you know what?
It's over.
Yeah, kid, you just got to pull him to the side and say, hey. It's done. You were done here. You don't got what you used to got.
That's right.
And then really didn't even start this year. Really started the second half of last year. The Steelers kept winning. They were undefeated the first 7-8 games. But really the whole thing, they were, winning barely. Like the last minute of the game and the last possession, they messed up somehow, some way. But the other team messed up somehow, some way. But after a while, the Browns figured it out and they said, no, you can't do that. And here's to go some defense and smack them around, and off you go. So it's just time, and it's a must win for them. Who they got again? I forgot.
It's a must win for them.
It's a must win. I mean, your season's falling apart. You got the first win, but you're on like a 3-game losing streak. You got to win the game. There's just no other way around it. There's no other way to say they're playing the Broncos, and the Broncos got the backup quarterback. So it's going to be a defensive struggle, probably a low-scoring game. But I definitely, I would emphasize, if I was Mike Tomlin, emphasize defense, emphasize the running game, keep the ball out of 3rd and long, keep the ball out of Ben Roethlisberger.
And try to, what's the kid name? Lance? What's the kid, the backup quarterback?
Trey Lance. You're thinking Trey Lance in San Francisco. But no, the kid from Ohio State, he's not ready, though. He's just not ready. He looks good. I'm sorry? Not Justin Fields, the other kid. That's my daughter in the background giving me the stats girl today. But no, he's just not ready. Harris, Dwayne Harris, he's just not ready. He's not. He's one of those guys, the Gino Torretta syndrome, I call it. You look great on Saturday, but your Sunday game, it ain't the same thing. And that's just the way it is, and that's just how it goes. The speed is faster. Happens to a lot of them. DeMarcus Russell. Remember him on the Raiders? I mean, he was great in LSU on Saturday, blowing it up all over the place. You put him on, everybody got the same speed. He's throwing turnovers all over the place. He's Santa Claus, really. Apple turnovers, throwing it here, throwing it there, giving ball games away. So it's just a matter of what you
another team.
Seahawks
is another team.
Yeah, Seahawks another one. So they got some problems now. I think Russell Wilson's out 4 to 6 weeks at least. So, and they got Geno Smith. Yeah. So I'm not rushing on my fantasy board to pick up no Geno Smith. I know.
Not at all.
And I got to figure out what to do with Metcalf and Tyler Lockett because, I don't think it's going to be the same game. It's not going to be the same game. And they're going to start doing their regular schedule through their season. So we have to go figure it out.
We're not going to trust that dude to throw the ball out there like that.
No, he's not. He's not. They played on Thursday. They took an L, but the bigger loss is Russell Wilson out for 4 to 6 weeks. The Rams are back. They bounced back.
That was a big loss because they're supposed to beat them.
Yeah, I mean the thing is they're going to have to talk about this Thursday night game. To be honest with you, really it started way back when they know the World Series was happening, so they try to make sure respectfully to move a Monday night game away from so that people don't have to choose between baseball and football. So they took this one particular Monday night game and they put it on Thursday night. Then Roger Goodell comes in and says, well, why don't we just have one game every Thursday night? But as you can see, Christian McCaffrey, Russell Wilson, it's just almost guaranteed somebody's going to get hurt in those games. Every year, because you played on Sunday, and now you got to turn around, you got a short week, you might have to travel, and now you got to go play again on Thursday. There's no way you can amp it up every time. You hear it there towards the end of the year, maybe, but not Thursday night games every week. That's just not going to happen. They don't have to figure that out.
Greed.
That's just greed. And then obviously it's exclusively on the NFL Network. Whoever doesn't have the NFL Network, forget you. I mean, that's just, that's a lot of greed in that. I think they got to scale that back, make it a Saturday game, and once this college football goes away or something. But, it's the mandatory Thursday night games. It's cute, like the first week, second week, but then the middle weeks, you got to do it. Too much on the players, and it's over and over again. It's almost guaranteed 2 injuries every Thursday night, and that just takes away from the fun of it all. And then affects the guys later on. Oh, I played on Thursday. Oh, you get 3 extra days off. What? Big deal. I played 2 games in 4 days.
Exactly. That's too much. I need that full rest.
Right, the full week. Monday, first of all, you just need to just get your body right again, soaking and stuff. Tuesday's more communal, but then Wednesday you start gearing up for the game. But when you have a Thursday night game, that changes everything. You got to travel probably Tuesday or Wednesday,
and you got to travel,
and then you got to get used to the thing. Let's say you're going to Denver. You got to get used to that in a day. 24 hours, the whole atmosphere, playing around, running around, you're breathing and all that. That's different. That's crazy. If you got a Miami going up to Green Bay, I mean, that's tough on those athletes. They're not taking that into consideration at all, and they really need to recalculate that.
This today is going to be a lot of hurts.
Yeah.
A lot of cries and a lot of smiles.
I hate to call it Separation Sunday, but we're going to have to do it. One thing we're going to have to find out is all these 3-1 teams, are they really 3-1 teams? Right. Panthers. Right. What are they really this, or is it live, or is it Memorex? Right? Are they for real, or are they not? 3-1, but 3-1 is 3-1. But like Bill Parcells says, you are what you reckon on. But some of them is Chris Carter said, "Come on, man. I mean, you can't be real that you 3-1. No disrespect. The Cardinals are 4-1. They played the schedule that they're given, granted. But all these guys 3-1, especially when I want to see is the Cleveland Browns against the Los Angeles Chargers. They both 3-1.
3-1.
What? Are you really 3-1?
No,
or
we're
are you about to be
going to see some things with that right there.
Well, because Baker Mayfield is clear as day. Shout out to Browns Nation, but let's be honest. Baker Mayfield, if it wasn't for Ben Roethlisberger having a ridiculous year, everybody be talking about Baker Mayfield and how he can't hit the side of the barn. Because there is no sync between him and OBJ. You can't blame OBJ. OBJ just runs the routes. You throwing at his ankle, the back of his shoulder pad. You're not even making it straight to him. So what is going on with that? Is it you or is it OBJ? You can't blame OBJ on all that. That's crazy. He had a horrendous day. They got saved by the running game, but he had a horrendous day, probably 140 yards or something like that total, which is for Baker Mayfield supposed to be much better than that. You're going to blame Jarvis Landry. Okay, Jarvis Landry's hurt. Okay, but you still got to win the game. You won without OBJ. Now OBJ's back. You're supposed to be even better than you were last year because OBJ's back. But you can't. You're 3-1, but let's see how 3-1 is your 3-1. Exactly. That's what I want to see. The Chargers are for real. I mean, they beat the Chiefs, but the Chiefs aren't who they are, so we have to see. They beat the Raiders on Monday night. Let's see what they have. They got a running game. They got a defense. They're quietly just living under the radar, real quiet, real slick. But we'll see if they're 3-1 is 3-1. They play out in SoFi today.
Well, let's get ready for some football.
Yeah, it's that time. Get your plays ready, get your stats ready, get your fantasy lineups ready. Got a couple of injuries coming out. Your boy Greg Kittles is out, I think. I don't know if they had a game day decision about Christian McCaffrey, so I'm still trying to see if I should put him in last minute, sneak him under the radar. But I don't think he's going to be 100%.
They might rest him up. They might,
because he's not going to be 100% either way. So, but he is going to be a factor. And let's see what they could do without Christian McCaffrey against a good team, the Eagles. Because both the Eagles and the Panthers got their butts kicked. Then they got exposed last week. That's just plain and simple. Yeah, and sorry, Smooch, but it's true. But we'll see if they can do when they bounce back against a good defense. The Eagles ain't going to come in and just let them walk all over them. This guy Hubbard, they're going to try to double up him and lock him up, slow down the game, and force it back into DJ Moore is something that you have to consider. But we'll see what the quarterback's all about under pressure because they saw what the Jets can do. And they're going to see what pressure is with the Eagles defense at least. Jalen Hurts just has to start when the ball comes out the locker room. Start the game in the first quarter when the kickoff begins. Don't wait till the middle of the third and turn some light switch on. You're not Pat Mahomes just yet. So you got to figure it out. Figure it out earlier, read the defenses, look over the clipboards, and then say, hey, okay, this is what I need to do. And we'll see what's going on.
They got to be a lot of gut checking this Sunday, man, because a lot of people are just going to have to move on, or they're going to have to try their hand with some other people. But it is what it is.
I mean, it's early. It's not even Columbus Day yet, but some of these seasons are slipping away. You're right.
Definitely. Time's
slipping away. You're better off. I won't call them must wins just yet. But you're better off having a W today than having an L. Because if you keep having these L's and they start adding up, and we got another, we got a 7th slot now, 7 teams from each division make the playoffs now. So, that's different. But we're still going to need at least more L's because then we're going to talk about tiebreakers. We're going to talk about who's getting this, who's that. You're 7 and 9s, and you can't even be 7 and 9 anymore. You're going to be 7 and 10. That ain't gonna make it. 10 losses ain't gonna make the playoffs.
10 losses, it ain't gonna make
it. Ain't gonna make the playoffs. Ain't gonna win the division. Forget all that. That's not happening anymore. You 9 and 8, maybe, but you got to at least get your 8th loss. You can't have it. I don't know
what we looking like, but I wanna if we could get on before tonight's game, because I want to see what the balance is going to be like.
What? Who's got the losses and such? Oh, okay. You want to meet up?
We could get on right before tonight's game.
Okay. It's tight for me because I'm coming from a class about 8:30 or so. But we can talk about it first quarter or even halftime if you want to see.
Okay,
We'll
we
talk
can do
about it
that.
halftime.
We can do that because I just want to go over the balances, the wins and losses, because going into week 6 is going to be some stuff.
Right, and week 6 starts our contest, so you got to get it. So we got a little thing going. I'll give you the top 5. We're probably going to have to bypass the Thursday night game.
Right.
And then Thursday night halftime, we'll say, all right, these 5 games, and then probably my top 5 games of the week. And then we'll throw in some random 2, and then, to have the best of 7. And then have a tiebreaker of the Monday night score or something like that to see whoever gets the most wins if we got a tiebreaker at the end of it. So, yeah, that's why I was thinking the top 5, forget about the Thursday night game, top 5 of the rest of the game, then 2 random games out of the blue. And then we'll just go from there, whoever picks the right ones, and go from there and stuff.
Big Sunday, big bucks, no whammies.
No
big
whammies.
Bucks, no whammies.
No whammies. No whammies.
Let's get it. Sunday night, Sunday football. Buckle up and get your picks in because this Sunday is going to tell the tale for a couple of teams.
And we'll have to cut it off at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So if you 101, the game started, you're done. Sorry. We can only got to stop it at 1. No hands, no yefs, ands, buts, maybes. Sorry, we just started the game. 12:59. Matter of fact, for all those slick boys up there, we from New York, we know how it goes. 12:59, we'll say, right before kickoff, and say, hey, that'll be your cutoff for Sunday, and then we'll go from there. But you can check me out on the McKenzie Report on that, and you can we'll put down the things, and we'll definitely put up a list on Merciful and the chopped cheese as well.
Let's go. Sunday football. Let's get it in.
Let's go.
McKenzie Report.
The blue. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Giants going into Cowboy Stadium again. Let's go. Let's go.
Giants Nation. Let's go.
Dak is scared. Dak's scared. He's like, whoa, they hurt my ankle last time.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt it again.
That's right. Light him up. Light him up again.
But, the Cowboys probably going to do like they did the first game of the season. They have that super duper. You couldn't get anybody on Dak at all since game 1. So we'll see what they have. Hopefully we have a couple of blitzes package going. And, Ryan Thomas might be, hey, remember me? They get scared or something, but we'll see.
Let's make it happen, man.
Yeah, definitely.
See y'all tonight. Y'all link up with us tonight, halftime.
We'll see what we go with the wins and losses and see what we go from there.
Let's make it work, man.
All right, then enjoy.
Y'all be good, man. This is it. Football Sunday. You know what I mean? And before we go, listen, the fight was excellent last night. Big shout out to Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, it was actually good to watch a fight. It was the build up and all that. It was good to actually sit down and watch a fight. It's been a long time since we had that, so it's good.
Hopefully, the Titans, baby.
Yeah, hopefully they meet up again. We'll see what happens. But he just hit a wall and it was done. He had too many hits. He took too many hits. He was like 120 to 60 and didn't land enough. He just landed like one every other hit. It's crazy.
A hell of a fight. We appreciate it.
Yeah. But
good fight.
Definitely. We'll see what happens next time.
All right. We see y'all tonight.
All right. Check it out.
Easy. Football is time. Football is now.
Go blue.
Go blue. We see y'all later on, man. Buckle up.